Yesterday we started looking at Hannah, one of those cool Bible characters who just pops up once in a while. And we saw that she was someone who hadn't been able to have a child. And so she'd gone and she prayed very, very passionately that God would give her a kid. And part of her prayer was, God, if you do give me a child, I'll give him back to you to be raised as a priest. And sure enough, God answers her prayer and she has a child. And it comes time for them, she and her husband, to go up to the festival at the holy place where she prayed. And the guy comes to her and says, hey, you want to go to the festival? And she's like, I'm not this year because I'm going to wait till next year when the child's weaned. And the husband says, do what seems best to you. He says, stay here until you have weaned him. And then the last line says, only may the Lord make good his word. What word? God hadn't said anything. She'd asked for a child, God had given her a child. Her husband was kind of filling in a blank that God hadn't provided yet. He was assuming if we give this child to God, God will give us a bunch more kids. God had never said that. We have a tendency to do that. We think if we do something good for God, that he's obligated to do something good for us back. Maybe a whole bunch more back. And we kind of figure out what the good should be. And we're filling in blanks that God hasn't given. Now, Hannah does end up getting a bunch more kids. But it's very important that we understand Hannah didn't get a bunch more kids because she did the good thing for God. Because she obeyed. God didn't do a good thing for her because he was obligated to do it. He did it because he was gracious. And in our lives, when we do something good for God, we can't then expect him to naturally do all these really good things back to us related to what we did. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. And he does it not because he's obligated. He always does good things in our lives because he's gracious. An important thought to remember, and today's Jumpstart.